Hello, my name is Patrick Dempsey,
My name is Ali Clemons.
and we go to Salisbury University, and we will be talking about the Spanish culture today. So a little bit of history and background about the country of Spain. It became fully functioning in the year 1512. It is located in southwestern Europe, taking up 85% of the Iberian Peninsula. Portugal does consist most of the western coast of the peninsula. The country is filled with historic cities, castles, monuments, and mountain ranges. The capital of Spain is Madrid, which is known for its winding streets and its 24/7 lifestyle. About 300 years after Christopher Columbus had sailed to the Americas, Spain had spent those years with conquistadors traveling all over the world, becoming arguably the most wealthiest empire that the world has ever seen. Um, the King of Spain today, who has been in power since 2014, is Felipe VI. Similar to England, the title king is more of just a figurehead. Spain is a democracy, and just like most countries now. So a little bit about culture, speech, and some characteristics of the country. Its national anthem is called the Royal March. Spain is one of the only few countries that does not have any lyrics within the national anthem. It's just acoustic. The official language of Spain is obviously Spanish. About 90% of Spaniards do speak Castilian Spanish, while the other 10% is a mixture of different types of Spanish-speaking forms. Family holds a very strong importance in the Spanish culture. For years, both nuclear family and extended families would often live in the same home. But however, the past couple of decades, trends of that happening have decreased, and extended family members have moved out and are living in their own homes. However, everybody does stay very close together, as long as with very tight family friends. Social structure is very similar to the U.S. and most of Europe when it comes to wealth, class, and other similar factors. Little bit of characteristics. Traditionally, men provided for the family while women of Spain worked in the homes. However, within the past few decades, women have become more independent, leaving the homes, entering the workforce, and just becoming more independent on themselves. Spain does use the Europe as well as the rest of Spain does use the euro as well as most of Europe.
So, some customs and traditions in Spain. In Spain, it's very common for physical contact to occur during communication. This can be by giving someone a hug, giving air kisses from cheek to cheek. Spaniards do not consider this to be an invasion of privacy. So, kind of like in America, we're used to maybe talking to someone from a farther distance, but in Spain, it's common to be more in one another's space when they're having a conversation. At lunchtime, people who work and attend school in smaller towns go home for a few hours to rest. This is called a siesta. However, citizens in larger cities such as Barcelona and Madrid have gone away from this siesta to now just full work days. So Spanish people will typically eat lunch after 1:30 p.m. and begin eating dinner at 9 p.m. If they are to go out to eat, this is usually done anytime after 10 p.m. And tipping a server in Spain is not common because servers in Spain make livable wages and are given health benefits. Tipping is not necessarily something that is done in that country. Some important holidays and rituals of Spain. Semana Santa, known as Holy Week, is a religious festival celebrated in Spain. It is dedicated to recreating the Passion of Christ, which is an event known in the Catholic Church, which is the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The celebrations occur during Holy Week, which begins on Palm Sunday and ends on Easter Sunday. During this week, cities put on parades in the streets with floats that represent typically biblical figures like Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary. Religious brotherhoods of churches in these cities and towns will carry these floats, and it is a great honor to be chosen as one to carry the float, because the pain that you feel from how heavy they are is supposed to represent the pain Jesus felt as he was carrying the cross up to his crucifixion site. Another event in Spain is La Tomatina. It is an annual tomato food fight held in Bueno, which is typically held on the last Wednesday of August. People from all over the world gather for this event. In the past, there was no limit on how many people could attend, but due to large crowds, now up to 20,000 tickets are sold. And after this amount is sold, that no one else is allowed to attend. So basically, a water cannon will signal the beginning of the food fight. And for an hour, people will throw tomatoes at each other. And then there'd be a water cannon signal to end the fight. And then everyone is to stop throwing tomatoes. And then the fire trucks will come in the streets and clean off the area. However, recently, since COVID-19 has occurred, the event has not happened since 2019. Another really famous event is the Running of the Bulls, held in Pamplona, which occurs during the San Fermin Festival. This begins on noon, July 6th, and ends until midnight on July 14th. The festival was created to honor the city's first bishop, which is Saint Fermin. It begins with fireworks and the collective singing of the song "People of Pamplona, Live Long Saint Fermin." From July 7th to July 14th, bulls flood the streets and participate in bullfights. And as the video at the top shows, the famous Running of the Bulls, which also occurs during this event.
And down below, we have some pictures of what the Tomato Festival does look like. I personally would love to attend this event along with Running of the Bulls. I don't know about anybody else, but definitely seems like a fun time.
So implications in schools. So nurseries and preschools in Spain are optional. During this time, children are taught basic skills such as how to read, how to write, and then other important basic skills needed in life, so like tying your shoes and cleaning up after yourself and all that. Primary education includes children from age 6 to 12. This is when education becomes mandatory. During this time, students will learn about general subjects such as math, art, language, and science. Then after primary education goes into secondary education, which includes children from age 12 to 16. And like before in primary education, they will learn general subjects, but now there's more options on what courses they can take, like music and art courses. After secondary education, there is upper secondary education, and there are two options. You can do the Spanish baccalaureate or vocational. So the Spanish baccalaureate is a 2-year process where students learn about the general subjects in specifics like arts, humanities, natural and health sciences, and technology. So for those 2 years, students will study, and then they will take an exam, receive a certification, and once they have the certification, they can choose to attend university. The vocational training is a 4-year session, and this is when students learn about basic work skills. Students don't have to go to university after the Spanish baccalaureate, but if they want to, they may do that as long as they pass the entrance exam. Education is definitely valued in Spain, and homework is given in both primary and secondary, but it gets a little harder as the children get older.
Okay, so for physical activity implications, everybody knows that football or soccer is absolutely huge in Europe. Of course, in Spain, it is the leading and most dominant sport of the country. Everybody knows Lionel Messi, in my opinion, best football player in the world. Sorry to all the Ronaldo fans. But yeah, soccer or football, I should say, is the leading leisure sport. Football is just, it's a way of life in Spain. You look down a street corner and, you got kids just kicking up a ball, playing pass with it and everything. So, however, basketball is also a very large sport in the Spanish culture. They have professional leagues as well as development leagues throughout the country. Pau and Marc Gasol, who have played in the NBA here in the States, are probably the two most famous Spaniards to come out from the country of Spain. Other sports normally played for leisure include tennis. Tennis and golf are growing pretty fast in Spain. Spain is also known for their intense sports known as surfing, skiing, snowboarding, due to their large mountain ranges throughout the country, and along with hang gliding and motorsport racing, which is mainly motorcycling and Formula One racing. So Spain is very well known for those extreme sports. And here we just have our resources and references, and we just want to thank everybody for watching this video. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed our presentation.